Welcome, friends. My name is Silas Ollegario, and I'm the host of Think Onward, a podcast about books, studies, productivity, and lifestyle now, after the intro. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Think Onward. Today I'm going to have a friend over. His name is Jones. He's a good friend of mine, DJ, public servant, loves music, and he and I will be talking for maybe 30 to 40 minutes about life in 2021, how's everything going, and about Corona, and about so many things, and I hope you enjoy this episode. So, everyone, this is Jones. But tell me the story. Let's start with this story you were talking about before. This shit story.
Yes. Yeah, it is a shitty story.
What happened?
Okay. I got sick, I got stomach, and I was having diarrhea for about 2 days, and I got to the hospital, the first hospital. I went to two hospitals. I got to the first hospital, and I was like, okay, I'm going to wait. And after about 1 hour, the attendant, the receptionist, she came over to everybody there and was like, okay, we're going to need to take a few hours to get you guys to the doctor, because we only have one doctor in the whole hospital.
God, hey Brazil.
And he has three people in ICUs, so it was kind of a big thing, and I was like, oh no. Oh no. So I bailed. I just laughed and okay, I'm going to another hospital. So I went to the second hospital, which was like I don't know, 6-7 miles away. And when I got there, I went through the first I don't know, how do you call it, to check your pressure and all that. And the lady was like, and I told the lady I had COVID-19, and she was like, oh, you had COVID-19? I was like, I had COVID-19 last year by June. And she was like, okay, you need to go to the COVID-19 section, the COVID-19 area, where it's a different part of the hospital where they take in people with COVID-19 symptoms. So, okay, I was like, are you sure? Because I don't have any, like, I have diarrhea. That's it. I didn't have headache or anything. So I was like, okay. I went there and half of the people there were coughing. I was not coughing. I was like,
oh my God.
Jeez.
Dude, look, to go to the hospital in this situation because of a stomach ache or because you're having something kind of, I don't know, these other symptoms, I wouldn't do it because it's too risky. It's too risky.
My job asked me to do it. My boss is like, oh, you need to go to the hospital. And I was like, okay. And okay, you go to the hospital and let us know. I was like, okay. So it's your boss.
Were you working in person?
No. I was not doing. I was not working at home. I was doing. I was working in person. Yeah, I was working locally there at work. So,
oh my God!
Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
no
so
idea.
I went there and everybody was coughing. The first person to attend to receive me there was checking my pressure and all that, and my pressure, and she gave me a mask. I was already using two masks. So,
two masks.
So of course I got that. I was like, okay, right now, 3 masks. Everybody coughing. I was like, no problem. So I was using 3 masks, and I was like, okay, now I'm good. I think I'm good.
Oh my goodness.
So okay, but that was fast. But in about an hour, I already got to the doctor. And in 1 hour in the first hospital, I was going anywhere. I was just sitting, waiting for they answer to
the triage or this kind of stuff.
Yeah. So that was something. That was something. But I was just sitting there, and just a lady passes by and says, "Okay, someone just died from COVID-19 here."
Oh my goodness!
It was a nurse, actually. It wasn't just not just anybody. It was a nurse passing by. I was like, "Oh no!"
Yeah, cases and deaths are spiking up. It's exponentially. It's just actually not unbelievable, because the way people are treating this disease, not taking it seriously enough, it's very sad.
Yeah,
it's very sad.
It is sad. It's
because
sad,
imagine you are young
sides,
and
right?
you are young and healthy, and you got it, and okay, you recovered, great. But imagine if your grandmother got it, or even your mom.
Or worse, you are worse. You can be an athlete. You can be like in great shape. And you'd be like, I don't know, around your 24s, 25s, who knows? And then you got it, and your body doesn't deal good with the virus, and you can collapse and go to ICU, and from there
it is a terrible thing. It is a terrible thing.
Yeah.
I don't think it's worth the risk. For example, I remember when the gyms were still open. I was going to the gym, but then it started getting crowded again, and I was, you know what? I'm going to work out on my building, because it's not as good, the gym, of course, as Bluefit, but at least here I'm by myself, It's me and my wife.
Yeah.
And I
Way more
prefer, because
secure.
it's, it's some things are just too much for me. And,
yeah, you're right. You're
because
definitely right.
Because you never know how other people are treating this disease. Maybe you don't know if they have any symptoms, but they still think, no, it's okay. You don't know if they are washing their hands properly. We just don't know. So I'd rather not risk it, and I'd rather, stay put, because it's too dangerous. My father-in-law last year, you said that you got it in June, right? Around the same time, my father-in-law got it, and he stayed in the hospital for 3 weeks. But let me see, it was 13 days intubated.
Whoa!
And the doctor said, "Look, 2 more days intubated, and he would probably not be with us today." Because he recovered, okay, but he's not 100% yet. No, his lungs are were really compromised during that time, and it's just something that is very complicated.
How old is he?
He's like 50, 51, something like that.
Oh, okay, not that old.
No,
not
at all. Not at all. He's, over 25 years in police force. He's supposedly very healthy. But you never know how your body's gonna react to the virus. How you're gonna. I know it depends how much you are exposed to the virus, but you never know how your body's gonna react.
Yeah.
We had so many old people like surviving, and so many young and healthy people dying. And the best thing is not to get it.
Yeah.
Avoid it at all costs.
That's definitely the best. Yeah. That's the best. That's the best thing. And if you do, you hurry up, go to the hospital, get your prescription, your medicines right away. Take it right away, and pray for the best.
Yeah,
that's it.
And I was going to ask, how is 2021 for you? If it's better or worse than 2020, but I just want to assume that it's 2021 is better than 2020, because you were not sick as you got sick last year. So it's already better, right?
Yeah, it is. For me personally, yeah, it is better. But I honestly, I hoped for a way better year this year when I was by the end of the last year, I was like, okay, 2021 is going to be way better, vaccines and all that, and people will be more conscious about it. I don't know, will be, but I was mistaken. So people,
I think we all are.
I went out today to visit my mom. She was in need of some care, not health care, but IT care, technology care. So I saw many people without masks in the streets.
Really?
Many people. I was like, come on. I mean, and I honestly think people usually blame the president, Brazil's president, for most of almost sometimes all of it, all of the cause that made us get this Brazil get this far. But honestly, I think he's just part of the problem. The most of the problem, I honestly think, it is every citizen. Everyone is responsible for helping or making this situation get stretched, so like this far. I if we were more conscious about it, not just Brazilians, I mean most of the world were more conscious about it, not fighting over political minds or political agree to disagree or something. I honestly think we will be like way better so far right now than we are.
Yeah. I think people are so it's so easy for all of us, just to blaming on other people. It doesn't matter if the president is wrong, okay? And most people agree that the way he's handling is not correct, but it's okay. He doesn't have the power to control our use of masks or not, our gatherings or not. People should know that you shouldn't be going out to parties, and you shouldn't.
People should know better. Yeah,
people should know better. Yeah, but what people all around the world are showing that they don't know better, and it's just very sad, incredibly sad, because it just. I don't know. I feel like some people who talk about study sciences and talk about evolution, and they talk about the way nature selects the best people who are going to continue the species. You know what I feel sometimes, that people have lost the capability of thinking, not just for themselves, but in terms of the humanity. And look. It's very hard to protect people who don't want to be protected. It is very hard to take care of someone who does not want to be taken care of. So telling people they should be wearing masks and that they shouldn't go to the park and gather with friends, it's something they should know better, as you said, but they don't. So it's not necessarily my job educating people. That's why if everybody should take care of their household. I take care of me, my wife, my parents, and my sister, and that's it. If everybody does this, each and every one of us who got this real thing, we know what this disease is. We know what happens, and in you personally, because you went through. You should just be worried about educating the people who are close to you, and let nature take care of the rest. It is very sad, very sad. My wife was crying like 1 hour ago, watching the news from my city, from Porto Alegre, where doctors were crying because they have to decide who's going to live, because there are no space for everybody. So in the ICU, sometimes people are dying, and they have to decide who is worse, who is younger. And I don't know what criteria they are using, but they have to decide, and that's terrible.
Yeah, it's crazy for the human mind to make that decision. How can you decide who's going to live, who's going to die? You can't. It's just okay. The younger is going to live more, and the elders, the
you can
oldest people
choose.
You don't
Whatever you
know
want as
because
a criteria, but it's still difficult.
it's still difficult, and doesn't matter which one you choose. You're losing. You're losing. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You're losing. So and it's hard. It's hard, but it's just some crazy times. I've never thought we will ever go through a biological warfare or something. I know people think this just okay, it's just a virus and all, but I don't know. Governments they invest in a lot of stuff. It's just not just weapons.
If we
start, normal
this is a
weapons.
very big and difficult rabbit hole. If we start going, that is
we're going to be here like for 6 hours in, and we're back. No, that's not a podcast. That's like a lifetime podcast. That's time podcast for life.
But let me go through this thing that specifically because I want to listen from you, because I think this is a platform for you to finally do it. What you said you're gonna do like a year ago, no, maybe 2 years ago, because we were talking about the difference between WhatsApp and Telegram specifically. WhatsApp because it's over 1 billion people use it worldwide, and Telegram that had its moments in Brazil, but you decided to, for lack of a better word, you decided to advocate for this problem of the security in our data that Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp, because it belongs to them. I would like to hear from you. When did you start all this WhatsApp problem? I'm gonna migrate from this to you. When did you first decide that, you know what, this is wrong and I'm gonna do something about it?
Okay, first, that didn't start with with privacy matters. Actually, that started with features. As you will, matters, because I was back in 2014 or so, and I was going through a phase where I wanted to know what was the best app for messaging, but not just for messaging. I remember I was doing a kind of a benchmark or testing a lot of apps for to-do lists, but that was my focus back then. So messages. I wanted to do a few things and I couldn't. I got a little bug back then. I can't remember actually what was it. In WhatsApp, and after that I was like, I'm gonna test many apps, messaging apps, so I can list all the features of every web app, and then I'm gonna stick to the one that's the best, considering the features. So I was like, I downloaded WeChat, Telegram, Line, another one that's purple. I forgot what was the name of it, and I guess another fifth one I can't remember. So I was testing all of them. I downloaded. I made my account, created my account, and I was testing. I was like, I can do this, I can do that, I can do this, and I can do that. And I was listing. I actually made a spreadsheet comparing all the features and everything. And I was like, Telegram is the best. So, I'm going to stick to Telegram. That was 2014. Telegram was launched in 2013. I got in just a year later. So, and then I got just stick to it. I got in there. I was like, there's nobody here. but it's fine, because I was having fun with
in the social media by yourself.
I was in the social media just by myself. I was my social media. So, then I invited people to join in, and I tried to convince some people. But I was not like, okay, come here because this is better, because this is. I was telling everybody that was better, but not like I'm now today. Back then, the difference is not that much as of today, but I was like, oh, Telegram is great if you want to come in. And I was just testing. I was more like I was there by myself, but I was more like into testing stuff and figuring out features and exploring stuff. I was like exploring a new world actually. And what kept me there was they were releasing an update regularly, like 2, 4, 6, 8 times a year. So they were always updating with new stuff, always. I was like, okay, WhatsApp is not doing anything. It's just WhatsApp. And Telegram is like launching new features. And I was like, damn, this app is... So sorry about the word, guys.
No, it's not a problem.
Geez, this app... Okay. Damn it, this app is good. And I was like, okay, I'm getting more into it and learning more stuff, more how to deal with the new features. And I was like, dude, WhatsApp is nothing. It's like you see cars evolve to electrical cars, and you see like old cars like that is not even automatic transmission. You're like, okay, why they don't evolve from manual to automatic transmission and then electric vehicle as a whole? But no, they're not evolving. There's just manual transmission, and then okay, we now have air conditioning. And people are like, oh, and like we're electrical cars, and like, okay, we have air conditioning since, I don't know, 1988.
Okay, but okay, this is something that the first question I have, just because if you go too far, then I'm not gonna remember my questions. The first thing, when you talk about these new features that every maybe twice every 2 months they were updating a Telegram, what kind of features are you talking about specifically?
Oh,
yeah. Because on my point of view, I have no idea. I downloaded Telegram like maybe 5 years ago when WhatsApp was canceled for some justice thing here in Brazil. I have no idea. I don't remember exactly. I think it was Sergio Moro. He did this thing that WhatsApp was off the air in Brazil for like 24 hours, and then everybody went crazy and downloaded Telegram. Some people and some others just went back to WhatsApp, which was my case. So I have no idea about these different things, So I would like to start there. What was the first difference between these two?
I actually can't remember. Since I got there, they updated with over 50, 60 features, and I just lost track. Actually, it's not that. It's not all that. There's more. I just lost track of every single thing. They have actually Telegram they have a web page that's just focused on the history of as you will.
But I think
the Telegram.
I think the thing I want to talk about is this: why would I change? If not for the privacy thing, that soon will be a huge problem on WhatsApp if nothing's done to then. What is the main difference why people should avoid WhatsApp and go to Telegram? Just as an example, if not for this privacy thing. What kind of features does Telegram have that WhatsApp doesn't?
Okay. Telegram has a few features, not a lot, but just a few features that I point as very important and very useful, very meaningful for the user. Not just some like, oh, this is just pretty, emojis, animated emojis. Okay, that's cool, but that's not a main thing. That's just flourish. So okay, the first main thing I always talk about is you can have a backup, constant, instant backup, automatically updated of all your chat, without you have to do anything. You don't need to attach to a Google Drive account or another Drive account to back up all your chats to. You don't have to manually set up like, okay, this is going to be backup weekly, monthly. You don't have to worry about it, because all your chats, except the secret chats, that's a second thing. But the main chats, all your chats are instantly kept within the cloud, within Telegram's cloud. And so you can lose your phone, you can change your phone, you can lose your account, you can access your Telegram account without your phone because it's in the cloud. So if your computer is already set up for your Telegram account, you need to set up first. But after you set up first, you can have your phone off. You can lose your phone. You don't have your phone, and you can still use Telegram. That is impossible with WhatsApp. WhatsApp, you need the phone. That's one of the main differences. You need a phone. So if, for God's sake, if somebody, I don't know, rob you, or you get your phone stolen or something, how do you contact everybody and say, okay, I lost my phone? You have to go to social media accounts or emails, or I don't know. But with Telegram, you can just go back to your home, log in to access Telegram from your computer. You don't need a phone, so you can, okay, everybody, I lost my phone, so I need help.
Okay,
or
I have to stop you there, because I cannot help but notice your eyes while you're doing this, while you're saying this. This happened to you, right? You lost some valuable information on WhatsApp, right? Because
yes, I lost, and
because the way you sounded,
just me,
oh my God, you're so
not just
like,
me. I know people, at least 2 or 3 people that lost everything, lost all their chats, all their chats, and I was like, okay, so if I want to keep my chat history for myself for, I don't know, for 5 years, 10 years, I don't know, and I want to guarantee that, I need a better solution than WhatsApp, because I even had a problem with WhatsApp backup system, that it didn't back up my system.
It is called bad
chat.
luck, okay? It is just called bad luck.
Yeah,
because
it
when
was
it happens
a
lot,
actually,
when your backup fails, damn.
I don't call it bad luck, because that just actually pushed me towards Telegram war, and but that was bad. That was a bad thing. Imagine you have, I don't know, you have chats, important chats, like job chats. You have, it's kind of important things there, and all of a sudden your app breaks or something, and you have to uninstall it, and you think, okay, I back up to my Google Drive because it's set up, and I trust WhatsApp is doing that. And if it does, it's fine. It's great for you. You just recover your backup from Google Drive or something, and it's all right. But if it doesn't, that's a risk you're taking. You're gonna lose your important chats. That doesn't happen with Telegram. You don't lose at all. I have my chats from 2014 when I got into Telegram. I'm gonna ask you, do you have your chats when you got into WhatsApp? You don't. Nobody does. Because people don't care about backups until they need backups. Once they need backups, they will, okay, I need a backup. But that's too late, because you lost
and especially
your
today
data.
Because people are working and using WhatsApp for work, and using Telegram for work, and whatever.
Which I don't
so
recommend.
So if you lose your data, it's problematic.
Yes, and that's an important thing. People are like, oh, you're Telegram, you're about Telegram, you're Telegram fanboy. And I was like, if you use Telegram for work, I don't recommend. But if you're going to use something for work, okay, don't use WhatsApp. You can use Signal. Okay, it's fine. Or I recommend Telegram because you're going to keep your chat history. But my recommendation for people that you want messaging communications at work is use a corporate application for that. That is, you can use Asana, you can use Microsoft Teams, you can use Slack. So there are many solutions, software solutions for companies that just don't include just the messaging part, but include other stuff that's helpful for your organization. So I don't recommend Telegram for everybody, not everybody.
And I do have a question now about this, not specific about Teams or Telegram or WhatsApp, but what do you expect from the future of this? I mean, if WhatsApp, I know they took this decision that is have an expiry date of changing the privacy settings and etc. So I am expecting. Of course, they're not going to end WhatsApp, but I'm expecting that a lot of people are going to migrate from WhatsApp to another app like Telegram. But what are you expecting from this? Do you think Telegram is going to become the next big thing? You think people are not going to mind so much that their data are being sold and they're going to continue WhatsApp? What do you think?
That's an interesting question. I think technology behavior mimics, copies human behavior out in the world, not just in the internet. So if you see what's happening now with COVID-19 and people just don't care, they don't use masks, they don't care about your privacy. So honestly, what I think is going to happen, people will still continue to use WhatsApp. They will click on the I accept that I handle all my data to you and do whatever you want to do. I don't know, because it's not an open source app. So I don't know what they say they're going to use for companies that will use a chat, specific company chat, but you don't know if they're using for another stuff, or you don't know, because the app is not open source. And so I think the people will still use WhatsApp. And of course, there will be a part, but not many people. There will be a part of those that will not accept that and will migrate to either Telegram or Signal. But I think Telegram, because the second most used app, messaging app, is Telegram in Brazil.
Okay, but now I gotta ask something. Why do you think people are getting so upset over this WhatsApp data thing? I mean, I know it's outrageous, and maybe that's good enough reason to be mad. But ever since we were kids, you and I, we are over 30 already. And ever since we were kids, I remember people calling my house when everybody had a phone at home. And most people didn't have a cell phone. I remember people calling my house to sell stuff. Calling from banks, from stores, calling from restaurants to offer something, and always wanted to talk to the responsible, or even sometimes call my dad by name. Is Mr. Eduardo home? How is that different from what people are doing today? I'm failing to see the difference. They're gonna sell your data, okay, but people are selling my data for. I'm 32 years old, so I believe that for the last 25 years, people have been selling my data. My school has been selling my data, then college, and then every time I buy something and go online, or when I'm at the store and they get my phone number, my email, people sell this. Companies sell this because there are companies that buy this. I had to install on my phone an app to block every time a bank calls me. Because there's always a bank calling me offering something so I can migrate from my current bank to another one. So how is that different from now? Why now people are getting so upset about their privacy settings?
Okay. I point two things. First is not the most important one. It's comfort. As you said, the more data you share, the more people is going to bother you. You're gonna get really bothered, like a lot of times. Like imagine you get a call from the bank, you get a call from real estate, you get a call from company airline, you get a call from a phone company, you get a call from a lot of different companies trying to advertise them to you, and you see that in social media, in your emails, and your SMS and your phone phone calls, and you're gonna get it's like, okay, I need peace of mind. That's the first thing. That's the first thing. You're not going to eliminate all of it. That's impossible right now. But you can mitigate, and you can't have way less bothering, way less people in your ears bothering you.
But isn't that the world we live in today? I mean, everybody is connected somehow, and what social media did. In the beginning, everybody was thrilled. Oh my God, this is amazing because now I have friends in China, and I have friends in Finland, and friends in South Africa. Okay, but at the same time, social media brought all these things, commercial things.
Yeah, right.
I just my point is it bothers me the image of people trying to be bothered about something that in sometimes it's good, some other times. For example, if you had a company today, you would sell stuff and use this social media to sell your product or your service, doesn't matter, and you'd be happy. You had this possibility of reaching the entire world. But when it's like against us, people have a problem, and it bothers me.
Yeah, the problem is people don't see value on their data. So what a company does, or a company such as Google and Facebook and the like, is that, okay, instead of charging for the users, for they charge them for using the app, we're not gonna charge them because they don't want to pay for using the app. We're going to use their data instead and sell that data. And since that's really under the hood, they don't see it, and they think, in their minds, okay, this is free, but there's not such a thing as a free meal, and you have to pay somehow. Nothing is free, so you have to pay somehow, and people are paying with their data. Okay, one thing is paying with your data, like a few data. It's different from back then. You mentioned, okay, back when we were kids, we got phone calls from people trying to sell stuff, but that they had small data on you, very little data on you, not small data, very little data. And now companies have huge data. I'm not a Google, and a friend of mine got to me and asked me if I could hack. People hacked into their her account, Instagram account, or something, and it was like, okay, people are trying to be like hack my account and trying to be me. And do you know what's going on? Can you hack back or something like that? I was like, you need to be careful with your data, because depending on your on what you share around, what you post, and all your stuff, people can find about a lot of stuff about you and stuff. And we're going to the second part, and that is the most important part of privacy. That's your personal security. In just a few minutes, I knew stuff that I didn't know about her. A few minutes online, I got to know her full name. I got to know where she graduated from high school, when she graduated from high school, when she got to try to apply for college, and that she asked for money online for something about her personal affair. I don't want to mention anything, but I got a lot of personal stuff, and that was just a few minutes just playing around at Google. But if you're a company like Facebook, Google, like you gather a lot of personal stuff, you can almost forecast. You can almost predict what somebody's going to be, what somebody wants in the future, what's her wishes. Almost all the everything about the person, desires, thinking, and that can get very very scary. And okay, it's within a company that you trust. Okay, right. But what happens when their database is leaked and go to dark web and get sold to hackers, that go to criminals, that go to people that can rob your house, that can find you and kill you or something? You don't know. So it's kind of a very dangerous path we're going. Data is more important than people actually values it for.
Yeah, and it means to me, it seems to me like we're in this path that, okay, maybe there's no way back,
No.
but what I feel exactly is that things are not going to get better. The only option you have of not being hacked, and when I say hacked, I mean in this level, is if you're not online.
Yeah, you're right. You're
But-
right. I thought you were going to
but
say
not
the
being-
only option is if you can beat them, you join them.
But look, not being online, some people think they are not online just because they don't have an Instagram account or because they haven't joined Facebook.
No, way more than
But
that.
everybody's got an email.
No, wait. It's way more than that. Even if you don't have an email, even if you don't have any account on any website, like you're a baby. Let's say you're a baby. You don't have anything anywhere. If you go in Google and start searching, they're already collecting that data. They know what time you're searching. They know your IP address, so where you're from, and if they have access to your camera or your microphone, and they do, trust me, they know that it's a baby searching. That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
Have you seen that? Have you seen that movie about Snowden, the guy from CIA?
I watched one of them.
Everything.
I watched one of them. There are there are two movies about him. I watched one of them.
Dude, it's very scary. I mean, the conversation and the interview with the guy was already scary because when he said that people have access, this kind of stuff, CIA and KGB, they have access to our microphone and our cameras, even when we think it's not on.
Yeah.
That is scary already. But then the movie got me scary. Got me scared in a level that I cannot explain. I said, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
Look,
yeah,
my
is.
wife is so scared of this because now she's working from home. Sometimes she's wearing a t-shirt like to wear at home that she doesn't want people at work to see. So even though they are with the cameras totally off, she still places a Band-Aid.
Yeah, I do
on
that
top of her
too. I do
webcam.
that too. Mark Zuckerberg
Because she
does that
doesn't
too, and you should do it
Yeah,
too.
when I saw
Yeah.
when I saw that Mark Zuckerberg does this, okay, this shit is real. Because if the guy does it, it's because it's true.
It's big
Yeah.
guy. It's not some
Yes, of
some
course,
nerd around here. It's a
I had a
reference.
student once. He was moving to United States like 4 or 5 years ago, and he was asking United States for asylum because he was a homosexual. He's a homosexual, and he actually had a big problem here in Brazil, where he and his husband, they both got attacked by people on the street. It was terrible, terrible story. And but every time when they decided to move to United States, every time he was going to talk about this, he took his phone and put on flight mode. So because
Actually,
there was no internet connection,
that doesn't suffice. They record even if
okay,
you're not
but
online.
that was what he did.
No, yeah,
And
right.
said,
He
my
was
God,
scary
dude,
about.
you are so
yeah.
paranoid. And
Yeah.
he's, no, I'm not paranoid because I don't want to run. Go through the risk that someone is gonna listen to me talking about making plans, with my husband. So I don't want this. And now, 3-4 years after, people are actually seeing how these things are true, and how sometimes they are talking about something, and then 5 minutes later they open their Instagram, and then it shows up, an
Yep.
ad for the things they were talking about.
Yes,
And it's very, very, very scary.
it is. It is. It's like having your most trusted companies like Google and all and, over your shoulder, like with you at all times. That's weird. That's kind of awkward and scary because you have a company with you all times, like even when you're sleeping, or you're doing you're having
But
diarrhea.
do you think something is gonna happen? I mean, because every time I think about this kind of subject, I imagine important people. And although we like to give value to our own lives, and the truth is nobody cares about what we're doing except for ourselves. There are a lot of more important people in our country or in other countries and wherever. So I just think that the data that are being sold, okay, this is one thing that bothers us. But I mean about the conversation that they listen and the videos they can see of us. There are so many people in this world much more important than I am.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
right.
why would they want to know about me if they
don't.
have, I don't know,
They don't.
Barack Obama?
No, they don't.
know?
Actually, what they do is they collect all these data about us and just make a big like business intelligence, a BI graph or dashboard, and says, okay, we have 38% of people wanting to buy, I don't know, football or basketball stuff. So we need to focus on this. We have people, it's just for statistics. But the problem is they have a database on a profile on you. So if they want specifically, I want to know about Silas Ollegario. I want to know about him specifically because he started to say things about my company that I don't like, So let me get a profile on him. I'm going to search Silas Ollegario. Okay, I want to know everything about him and pull that file and, I don't know, handle that file to the governor, handle that file to the president, handle that file to the CIA. I don't know. To the company that you're talking about, and the company wants to buy that thing because you're getting some popularity because you're talking about a specific stuff about the company that they don't want you to talk about. So they can, try to get people against you or something. I don't know. I know the data, if used for the bad stuff, if used for bad, it's not going to be a pretty thing, and I guess this will scale to pretty awful situations, more awful than COVID-19. If you ask me.
Yes, that was my question because I want to finish the podcast with this your point of view on that. What do you think? What do you expect from here looking forward? What do you think is going to happen in terms of all the privacy things? And do you think people are going to be more aware of this, or do you think people are still going to, not care?
I think we're going to reflect the duality in first world countries and second world countries and third world countries, actually. Which is the first world countries, for their education, better education, they're going to care about this more often, and they will demand that the companies treat them better as well towards speaking of privacy matters. So I think some companies is going to let go a little of few things. Another company is going to grow and going to become a huge company because of that thing specifically. And as an example, Apple is a company that if you go to their conferences, if you watch their conferences, develop conferences, WDC, they're always bringing something about privacy, new features like, okay, you can block your microphone and your camera for this app specifically. So they're bringing that up, showing, at least for us, showing their concern about privacy, which you're seeing from other companies, but really modest. Apple is the big company that's bringing that more forward, and but still, it's way far from what we expect from a company that is, okay, we're gonna make a service. You have to pay for the service and for the system, and the back end of the system, it's kind of protected because it's the back end and the infrastructure, but all the rest is open source. You can check the code. We're not doing anything with your data or something like that. But since for third world countries, people cannot pay for using Facebook, Instagram, people don't want to pay. Okay, so you're going to pay with literally with your lives. You're going to give me all your life, everything about your life.
Selling your soul to Apple, selling your soul to Google.
It is kind of selling your soul. And if you think about it, in the future, we have another big discussion. Don't want to let this go further, but
it's good because we have material for other episodes, right?
What? Yes. But I was going to talk about the economic part, that we won't see money, like printed money anymore. Everything's going to be digital, and in a few years, I don't expect we get to 2030 having paper bills. We won't have paper bills anymore.
Yeah, but you know what happened now in 2020, right?
Only digital. What?
2020, the U.S. government, they printed so many U.S. bills. I don't have the actual number. I should have been more prepared for this conversation. But I also believe this. I have investments in cryptocurrencies and this kind of stuff. And before I started investing my money on that, I went and looked it up, tried to figure out what was that and how could I, be more organized about this investment. And then I was looking at the United States in 2020. They printed so much money. And it's funny because it helps the value of the money decrease.
Yes,
I heard that since 1974, the U.S. dollar lost over 90% of its value. Man, this is just crazy. So I do believe the same thing you're just saying, that the future is not going to be this paper in our pockets, inside of our wallets. Yeah, everything is going to be digital. Yeah.
And let me ask you, let me ask the interviewer, let me ask you, where do you think you're going to handle your bank data to? Just your bank?
Yeah.
Facebook is going after it.
Yeah.
He already is going with a coin, a digital coin, for the Sal Libra, but they changed the name or something. And like your bank account, your stuff, they social big companies is going after them. It's going after them, and you're going to get to a part where they will conduct your life. You're going to buy stuff that you think you want, but actually it's just marketing stuff behind those big companies that you're using their apps. and it's scary because people won't notice this. Won't notice. Time will pass by, and people will think, okay, this is natural. This is natural. Then you're gonna wake up one day, and you're gonna see that your Facebook has access to your how much money do you make, how much money do you have in your account, and about that they're gonna advertise you everywhere for you to buy a stuff that you don't even know that you need it, but you need now because the advertisers is at you all day, like phone calls, social media, everywhere. So you think you pass all day. It was like, I saw this ad in a coffee shop. I saw this ad on my phone, social media, and it was like, okay, I need to go out and grab some coffee, chocolate coffee. I don't know. I just feel about having a chocolate coffee, but that was not you. That was not naturally you. That was provoked. That was the desire of the company that make the chocolate coffee.
It's funny because I was watching a video about this yesterday. I was watching a video of David Blaine, the magician, and he was doing those card tricks. And one of those tricks was this. The woman I don't know if it was a woman, or maybe it was Jimmy Fallon. He selected the 7 of clubs, or 7 spades. And he said, Jimmy, I tricked you into get this card. Look at the pen that I gave you like 2 minutes before. And the pen was written 7 of clubs, or 7 of spades, I don't know. And so he said, you might not even notice, but our minds work like this.
Yeah.
So this is another good thing to talk about in the future.
Yes. Yeah. That's an amazing topic. I want in.
Yeah, dude, it's very nice. It was very nice talking to you. We should have a conversation, the 4 of us.
Yeah, right. That would be great. That would be awesome.
Gil, Joey, and myself. It's gonna be great, and we'll need time.
Yep.
We'll need time. Just click record and then start talking without a topic in mind.
Yeah, right. That would be great, and will be a lot of fun. I promise that.
Definitely. Dude, very nice. Thank you so much for being part of this podcast. And thank you so much for being part of this episode. Do you have anything else you want to say?
Yeah, of course. First, thank you for this opportunity. It's an amazing project you're having here. And really cool. I never thought I'd have someone close to me to have a podcast and such professional style. Like it's in Spotify and all. And you guys listening to this, please check out the other episodes. I promise they are amazing.
And that'll be all. Thank you, Jones. Thank you, everyone, for listening to this conversation. It was a lot of fun, very entertaining. And I hope you have a great week. And please, if you haven't listened to the previous episodes, just go ahead and do it. I promise you, you're going to enjoy. Have a great week and see you next time.